Hello and welcome. I am Exit Light and this is my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you the story of a man who went missing, disappeared, vanished without a trace. Before we get started, if you would please give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to be subscribed, please do so. And if you'd like to be notified when my content goes live, go ahead and click that bell. Alright, let's talk about Barry Zeldin. Barry Zeldin disappeared on October 7th, 2013. He disappeared from Warren Grove Recreation Area in New Jersey. The 74-year-old hunter, Barnett Barry Zeldin, left his Mays Landing home on Monday, October 7th, 2013, and told his wife that he was planning to put bait at a deer stand near Chatsworth in the Warren Grove Recreation Area. For those of you who don't know what that means, a deer stand is something that you can build in certain states. It's like a tree fort, but it doesn't have to be in a tree. And you can bait an area close to it, salt licks, food, so that deers get used to coming up to that area and they get comfortable. So that when hunting season starts, they go to that area for the easy food and the hunters can hunt them from their deer stand. 2 days after Barry and his wife Janet celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, Barry went out to do this and then he never came home, and he didn't call. His wife said she wasn't worried. He'd been known to make spontaneous hunting trips, and sometimes those would last for days. She figured maybe he had shot a deer and was trying to track it down. If you know about hunting, and if you don't, sometimes you can hit your prey and they will run away. Then you'll have to track it. She thought that's what Barry was doing. She said, "I didn't think much of it. He's very independent." So Barry went missing that day. Now, Warren Grove Recreation Area is an undeveloped wilderness perfect for hiking, camping, birding, hunting. There are 617 acres. The area is just west of the town of Warren Grove, and it straddles Ocean and Burlington counties. The land was acquired from the National Park Service in 1972 as part of their Federal Lands to Park program. Access into the recreation area is via several sand roads and old wood roads, though the area has no officially marked trails. The area is also home to some rare and endangered plant species. Authorities believe that Barry was in the Burlington County side of the park when he disappeared. Janet started calling him every hour Tuesday and Wednesday, but all she got was his voicemail on his cell phone, so she began to worry, and on Thursday, October 10th, she tried to drive to the Audubon Gun Club, but she couldn't find it. The next day she tried again, and this time she did find it, and she got several members of the gun club to go out and look for Barry. Wilbur Swales, who is the president of the Audubon Gun Club, said, "A couple of us went out Friday night looking for him, and we couldn't find nothing. Then we went out Saturday, me and 3 other members of the club, and we found his automobile. Inside Barry's parked SUV, a 1992 Chevy Blazer, were his keys, still in the ignition. His windows were rolled down. His cell phone was on the dashboard, and his beloved dog, Taffy, was still waiting for her master. She had been surviving on the corn and molasses that had been meant as the deer bait." Janet is quoted as saying that she thought that maybe he left the dog when he went and checked on the deer stand, or maybe he went to go put some apples out, Perhaps there had been a medical emergency. She stated that the dog always did what she was told, so he must have told her to stay put in the truck. The New Jersey State Police and the State Park Police searched for Barry using helicopters and sniffer dogs. Search efforts originally concentrated on the Warren Grove recreational area where Barry's car had been parked, but they expanded to include other parts of the wilderness closer to Bass River State Forest in New Jersey. By Sunday, October 13th in the afternoon, there were no signs of Zeldin, and the search was called off by the authorities. Now, think about this for a minute, okay? His wife, Janet, had gone on Thursday to find the gun club, and she couldn't find it. She went again on Friday, and she found the gun club on Friday. A couple of people went out to search for him on Friday, and then a few more went out on Saturday. Sometime around Saturday or Sunday, they got the police involved. And by the afternoon of Sunday, which is searching for maybe 24 hours, maybe less, they couldn't find him, so they called the search off. That's what happens when you go missing in a state park or a national forest. There's no trace, except for the fact that he left everything that belonged to him, everything of any importance, in that truck, including his dog, who needed him to survive, his keys in the ignition. And 24 hours or less of a search, and it's called off. This, if you're somebody who is hunting human beings, or something that hunts human beings, the best possible place to do this is in a national forest, in a national reserve, in a national park. The hunt will be called off within a matter of hours, a couple of days, and that's it. They give up. You must have been drug off by an animal. You must have met your end by falling into a river. There's no proof of that. In fact, most of these cases have no proof that anything bad happened at all. Sometimes not even that the person was there, other than they had been seen by someone else or told somebody they were going to be there. No clues. Yet, it always goes right to, they must be dead. Must have met their end. Must have ran into a wild animal, fallen off a cliff, fell into a river, never seen again, their clothes never found, their equipment never found. How does this happen? How do we keep letting this happen? How do we let these searches end? How are we not questioning the people involved in these searches? Why are they willing to end a search for a man whose stuff is right there? His belongings are right there. He didn't go very far. Or did he? And if so, how? But we'll give up the search. We're done. Sorry. That's not acceptable. Thankfully, volunteers with the Burlington County K-9 Search and Rescue went back into the recreation area the following Tuesday, and then they planned a larger search the following weekend to try and locate Barry or his body. Janet said at the time that, "I know he's good in the woods. That's why I never worried. He knows what he's doing in the woods. He's a very avid hunter. He probably could survive out there indefinitely. But what I bet he wouldn't have done is left his dog in the car. Left his keys in the ignition. Not taken his phone. not taken the deer feed he brought with him for the deer stand. Not taken anything to survive with. But he was a survivor. So she figured if somehow, for some reason, he'd gotten lost, he'd be fine. He could take care of himself. He wasn't afraid. He was calm. He knew the area. He knew how to live outdoors. So she had hope. Then there's the weather. The weather at the time he disappeared was overcast, damp, and chilly during the day and night. The temperature during the day was 66 degrees. However, it was windy, with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. They figured that with the wind chill, the temperatures were probably in the 40s. Barry wasn't dressed for that weather. He hadn't intended to stay. Zeldin's daughter-in-law, Debbie Zeldin, said that it's like he just vanished. His car was found with his dog Taffy inside. She's okay, but we're afraid of what might have happened because he loved that dog. He would have never left her anywhere if he wasn't going to be right back. That's why he took her along, right? A man and his dog. Hop in the car, let's go. But he did leave her. Did he intend to leave her? Or did he just get out of the car for a moment and something happened at that point? Was there somebody stopped on the road asking for help, waving him down? You would leave your keys in the ignition, you would leave your dog there, and you would tell your dog to stay. Is that what happened? In November of 2013, Janet was quoted as saying that every weekend and sometimes during the week there is somebody out there looking for him. Not the police department, not the park department, but they've been different rescuers, neighbors, some state troopers, friends, and the fire department. And in 2 weeks, the shotgun hunters will be out, and there will be about 1,000 of them pushing for the deer. So, between the newspaper coverage, TV, and word of mouth, everyone out there will know that he's missing and will be looking for him. As time goes by, I guess, I get less hopeful. Barry's daughter-in-law also left a post on a site, and it said, "My name is Debbie Zeldin, and I'm the daughter-in-law of the missing New Jersey man, Barnett Zeldin. The family and a few of us have been searching the woods every day. You're right, we aren't really knowledgeable of the area and or qualified to lead a search, but we refuse to stand by and do nothing when the New Jersey State Police aren't out there searching. We have been notified that the NJSP will be out there searching again on Sunday. Some of you who know the area have mentioned wanting to help search," and then she leaves phone numbers for herself and a few family members. Although I'm not going to say them here because it's been a few years since those numbers were given and they could be completely different, somebody else's number. But if you do have some information, you can call the New Jersey State Police and help this family. Nothing has ever been found of Barry. No clothes, shoes, nothing. If somebody had stopped him on that road, would they just kidnap a 74-year-old man? What if they wanted to rob him? They didn't. His wallet was in the truck. His keys were in the truck. They could have taken the truck. His cell phone. Nothing was there. Nothing was stolen. Yet, the New Jersey State Police stopped their search after a few hours. How would you feel if that was your father-in-law, your husband, your dad. Do they know something that we don't know? Do they hope it'll just go away? Why is it always the volunteers that remain out there searching without the help of the police department, the FBI? Where are they? And where is Barry Zeldin? If for some reason you know that area, or you've ever been out there and found something even remotely possible that it could belong to Barry, even a torn piece of clothing, I'm sure his wife would be able to recognize that. Go ahead and contact the New Jersey State Police. And then keep on cases like this, where somebody goes completely missing and the search is called off. Keep on cases like this. If there's no body, no blood, no sign of a struggle, there's nothing. Why are they stopping the search? Something happened to this man. Even if he'd had a heart attack, he'd be found next to his car, or in his car, or by his deer stand, between his car and his deer stand. He'd be there. Something would be there. And I say this all the time on these videos now, that the FBI says that within a mile's walk, you will leave 2,000 traces that you were there. Broken sticks, crushed leaves, your footprints in the sand or the dirt or the mud or the grass. If you tripped, if you sat down, there is likely to be 2,000 clues that you were there. What about the sniffer dogs? Doesn't even mention if they found his scent. Why? Why not? Why isn't that a bigger issue? If they did, where did it go? Thank you for coming to my channel. And if you are interested in this type of content, go ahead and subscribe. If you were interested in this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to be notified of my content, go ahead and click that bell. Thank you and good night.